All right, tonight we're looking at The House of David. It's a new Amazon Prime series that's coming out pretty soon here. And, look, streaming content has been kind of like a 5 out of 10. It's been kind of level across the playing field, especially Netflix. Like, you just know that inherently you're going to get an average movie, and it never really moves above a 6 and really never goes, below. Well, sometimes it goes below a 4. But it kind of stays in that mid-range. Every once in a while, you'll get an anomaly, right? You'll get a 2, or maybe you'll get like a 7 or 8 even. I can't think of any that are really great, but I know a lot of people liked Carry On, which was, it's pretty good, but it was no 8 or 9 for sure. But anyway, I digress. The point is that streaming content, the expectation, this is not just me speaking, a lot of people that I've talked to, the expectation on streaming content is much lower than things that they see that go to theaters or like TV shows of old where you really had to fight for your place to get syndicated, right, on cable television or something like that. So anyway, the point is that this being an Amazon Prime piece of entertainment could really go either way. They've made some decent stuff. Chris Pratt's show Terminal List is pretty good. That's probably a 7 out of 10. There's some things that I really liked about it, like the accuracy of how he works as an operator, and there's some things that I didn't love about it. But I thought overall it was pretty good, right? And Chris Pratt's pretty fun to watch, even in a more stoic role. And then they have things like Rings of Power, which is one of the most embarrassing screw ups of an incredible property that's ever existed, right? So Prime is a much more hit or miss. Netflix and some of the other streaming networks are a little more consistent. They're not consistently great, but they're at least you kind of know what you're going to get. Amazon Prime, this could go either way. Now, I will tell you, it looks like it has a decent budget. Let's jump into the IMDb. I don't know who this kid is. Michael Iskander, Jeremy Zito. I don't know who these people are. I think the only person that I know on this list, off the top of my head, is Stephen Lang. And he's in one episode. He plays Samuel, which is the prophet that, goes and actually ordains David. So this is probably the first episode, right? So listen. Christian content is one of the most mid genres of all time. And I'm a Christian, right? I've read the story of David. As a matter of fact, my family right now, ironically, this is totally unplanned, my family is going through the story of David right now in 1st and 2nd Samuel. And it's an incredible story. I've always wanted to make this story as a movie or a series, as a director. I've always wanted to tell this story. And a lot of people have tried. I actually started writing a feature film about David. And I even started writing one about not Job, but God calls him a mighty man of valor. I can't think of his name off the top of my head for some weird reason. I'll probably think of it halfway through the video. Anyway, the point is I know people that have written this story out in screenplay form, really amazing directors that have written this story out, and nobody has seemed to get it made. Now, there is a little kids version going to Angel Studios. It's an animated version. It actually looks pretty good. And Angel Studios, again, very hit or miss. But let's look at the trailer here. I do want to dive into this. I know you're all waiting for the trailer, so let's jump into the trailer and just kind of see what we think. I have not seen this yet, so we're going to see it for the first time together, and then I'll make some comments on it.
Can one stone change the course of history?
Oh, they made him big.
Send me your champion. Goliath!
Can one act of defiance create the legend? I will tell you the story of David, a simple shepherd boy.
Why do my brothers get to fight? And I'm stuck here.
David, you are not a man of blood.
An outcast, who became one of the most famous kings who ever lived.
God does not see what man sees. He sees into the heart. And you have the heart of a lion.
Interesting. So if you know the story of David, he kills a lion and a bear before he ever fights Goliath.
The Philistines have assembled.
And it was almost like God was preparing him for that moment.
I saw the print of a hand, larger than a weaver's basket.
They have a giant.
What?
My king, I will fight the giant.
Fight him with the same spirit you bring into this room.
The visuals are pretty good.
Play music for my
The
father.
acting seems decent.
Now he chooses you as champion. How will you do this?
It definitely looks like it could be worth a watch.
The greatness of the giant.
And I will watch this, for sure.
It is about the greatness of God.
Are you afraid?
Terrified.
I believe in you.
So, as the fate of a people hangs in the balance, again I ask this question. Can one stone change the course of history?
All right, so this is coming February 27th. This is coming pretty soon to Amazon Prime. And look, it looks like they're leaning really, really heavily into the action side of David's life. Now, if you know anything about the story, obviously kills a lion, kills a bear, goes and brings food to his brothers. He brings, cheese and whatever to his brothers. And his brothers get mad at him because they're in battle. And they're like, why'd you come here? You wanted to see the battle. You didn't want to bring us food. And then he goes into the king and he goes, I'll kill the giant. I'll kill your champion. And the reason he says that is because there's a giant that is insulting God. So one thing that happens anytime a mainstream studio decides to make some Bible-focused content is that they lean really hard into one aspect of it, and then they make a whole doctrine out of that. They make a whole movie or series out of like one event. And what ends up happening is David kills Goliath in real life, and then it's said that the people would say, oh, David has or Saul has slain his thousands and David his 10,000s, right? So they made him into this mythical figure almost before he became king, and Saul became jealous of him and ended up wanting to kill him. And it is a crazy story. I don't see that here. I don't see him running from Saul in this trailer, and maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm way off, but I don't see that happening throughout this trailer. I'm really just seeing battles, and I'm seeing them talk about Goliath a lot. You have the heart of a lion, fight Goliath with the same vigor that you have this. He goes and gets the stone.
Now he chooses you as champion.
God's chosen you as his champion. I think that's what that just said. Is that what that just said?
The music for my father. Now he chooses you as champion.
Oh, maybe he's talking about... Oh, that was Jonathan. That must have been Jonathan talking to him about Saul. Okay. So David played the harp for Saul and all this stuff. So anyway, I don't know if they're going to go into the whole chase thing where Saul wants to take his life and Saul's throwing spears at him. Like, David's life is crazy. If you haven't read 1st and 2nd Samuel, you have to do that because David's life's really wild. So they're just leaning into the warrior aspect of this. I don't know if that means they're setting it up for a 2nd series and a 3rd series. It looks well produced. It looks pretty well acted. But I'm just praying that it's accurate. I'm praying that it's accurate. There's no point in changing this story. If you look at Mary from Netflix, they got that so wrong. There were so many things that were not in the Bible, so many liberties they took, and just straight up changing the story that's in the Bible. Just completely changing it. And, you know, I think they missed their mark very heavily on there, and a lot of people did not like that movie. I'm hoping that this is good. I am cautiously optimistic because it looks high production value, and it's a Prime thing, right? So it would have high production value. I'm hoping they are accurate. I'm definitely going to review this, so make sure you subscribe, stick around for that. My reaction of this is, you know, let's stay cautiously optimistic. Let's pray that this is accurate. I don't trust Prime to do that, but we'll see. You know, we'll see. Let's see who directed this, actually. See if he's done any other faith-based... I don't see the director anywhere. Cast and crew. It's weird that they... Directed by John Irwin. Is this an Irwin Brothers thing? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, this is one of the Irwin brothers. Okay, so this could be good, man. This could be good. That's a really good sign. That's a really good sign. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm hoping this is good. That's kind of my thoughts. New episode of Make Movies Great Again streaming Friday. Matt Wallace is coming back on, I believe, as our special guest. I'm excited about that. We have a lot to talk about. Lots of things changing in the industry. And I'm getting fired up. So we'll see you in the next one, y'all. Have a good night.